Welcome to the Joyride podcast, where we explore the path to becoming your most authentic self. I'm your host, Rebekah Joy, a self-development coach, human design expert, spiritual enthusiast, and motivational speaker who's absolutely obsessed with personal growth and transformation. On this podcast, I'll be sharing my own journey and insights to help you activate your power, amplify your confidence, and become the most magnetic version of yourself. Each episode delivers actionable strategies, powerful energy shifts, and spiritual wisdom that you can immediately apply to break through any limitations and create lasting change. Whether you're seeking deeper self-understanding, professional growth, or spiritual connection, the Joyride gives you the tools to transform your potential into your new abundant reality. Welcome to the Joyride. Welcome back to the Joyride podcast. So happy as always to have you here with me. This week has been quite an interesting week. I am feeling all of the Mercury retrograde effects. It has definitely been a more challenging, emotional, sensitive week for me. And on today's podcast episode, I just kind of wanted to share everything that has come up for me during this week because it has been quite a week. And we've had some very monumental moments throughout this week. So thank you as always for joining me for yet another episode. Happy Thanksgiving week. I hope that you all are having such a nice holiday season. I just cannot believe that we're going to blink an eye and it's going to be December next week. I mean, it is. Oh my gosh. Yes, because this week is Thanksgiving. No, it truly is crazy. And I'm just very, 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 very excited for 2026. But I'm more excited to close off this year on a very high note because I am kind of in the weeds right now and I am letting go of so much in my life right now. And of course, I've gone through many phases of my life where I am deeply transforming from the inside out. But this season in particular feels like such a good shedding of things that I've held on to for years and years and years, like literally 9 years that I've been holding on to a lot of this stuff. And in doing so, it is helping me gain so much clarity on my path moving forward and how I'm going to move forward and how I want to move forward and all the things. So let's just jump into today's episode. The first topic that I want to mention and something that has been very top of mind for me this week is how do we stand our ground? How do we remain centered and poised and keep our own strength and keep our own sense of peace when we are surrounded by chaos, when things are happening around us where we're like, this is fucking crazy. I don't want to be dealing with this. Why am I dealing with this? What is happening? This is triggering me. This is bringing up old shit. What do I do? And how do I not spiral? If you have an open G center in your human design chart, I want you to go look at your human design chart because this will tell you a lot about your sense of self and your sense of identity. Okay, so if you have an open G center like me, the G center in human design rules your sense of self, sense of love, sense of direction, and your personal identity. So if you have the center open, you are more adaptable to becoming like the people that you surround yourself with. You know that quote, you are the 5 people that you surround yourself with? Yes, I agree with that saying, but not everyone is truly affected by the people that they surround themselves with, honestly, in my opinion, ever since I've learned about human design. I am very affected by who I surround myself with. I have always known that, but I've seen it really play out in my life, especially living in Austin in my 20s, making new friends, dating. I have seen so many different sides of Rebekah come out. I have seen sides of me that I do not like come out based on who I'm surrounding myself with, and vice versa. There are people who bring out literally the favorite parts and pieces of me, and those are the people that I want to surround myself with more. So if you have an open G center, you have to be very, very careful because you really are like a chameleon and you can shapeshift and you can bring out different flavors of your personality. You can really, transform yourself. And I kind of like to think it as I just adapt to whoever is around me and whatever is needed for that environment that I'm in. For instance, I am a different coach with every single one of my coaching clients. Not to say that my values and my principles shift, because they do not, but who comes out in a coaching session is very, very, very different based on who the client is, what they need, what their energy is, and all of those good things, which I love this about my essence, but I have to be very, very careful that I keep my sense of self. And how do I keep my sense of who is Rebekah? What is her identity? If I'm someone who can pretty much adapt to anyone and everything and can easily fall under the trap of, let's say, a guy that I'm talking to or dating like certain things in a woman. I can easily start to tell myself, oh, I need to be this type of person in order for him to like me or want to be with me or something like that. So why I'm mentioning this is because for some reason this was really coming online for me this week. I think because we are in the midst of Mercury retrograde and there's just a lot of things happening for all of us, whether you are aware of it or not. So if you have a defined G center or a closed G center, you don't have these issues as much. Not to say that you can't experience what I just mentioned, because if you are, that means that you are not in alignment with how you should be operating and the way that you are actually wired. There are some people who it does not matter who they surround themselves with. They are that person through and through. They are so steady and they are rock solid in their sense of self and where they're going and their direction. And then there are other people who are very fluid and they are very adaptable, like me. And listen, I don't know where I'm going to be in 3 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. And I see different sides of myself come out based on who I surround myself with. Which, either way, there's nothing wrong with having an open center or a closed center. It's all about getting to know who you are as a person and working with yourself and not against yourself. So I was having a moment this week where just a lot of shit was happening. Shit was hitting the fan. I was like, oh my God, not only is this stuff stupid, but it's annoying and I don't want to be dealing with this. And then I didn't get to see, I recognized that this was a pattern happening in my life and there were things that were coming up that I've experienced in the past. And I'm like, okay, I recognize that I can't become this version of myself that I don't want to be. I have to set boundaries and I have to hold my ground. And so what truly helps me keep my composure during, let's say, heightened energetic times during a period like Mercury in retrograde. If you aren't aware, this is when the planet that rules communication seems to be moving backwards. So during Mercury retrograde, it's known to be kind of a chaotic time because it can really fuck with communication for anyone and everyone. It can really mess with travel and technology and a lot of really important things that we lean on every single day, communication being easily one of the most, to me, important things that we have as a human species. So, with all that being said, what helped me recognize how do I contain my composure? How do I stay strong? How do I keep my sense of self in and during these more chaotic times when there's a lot of uncertainty, things are shifting really quickly and I don't know what's happening? How do I keep my composure? That's what I keep on coming back to. And I have this visual of like a totem pole. How do I operate like a totem pole? So as I mentioned, I have an open G center, which means that I am very much so like a chameleon when it comes to my sense of self an identity in the direction that I'm moving in. When I tell you guys, I can wake up one day and be like, fuck the plan I'm going in this direction, and I pivot and I adapt. But then during other times in my life, I can really hold on for dear life. So what has always, always, always helped me so much, and what has been my anchor throughout every chapter, every season of my life, is my connection to my physical body. Why do I know this? Because gift 47 in the G center is the only gate or gift that is lit up for me. Now, I didn't need to go to my human design chart for me to confirm this, because I've always known this about myself. Like, the gym is what has built me. The gym is my anchor. The gym it's literally everything, and I would be nothing without it. Like, let me be so for real right now. But I'm able to have that clarity, and I'm able to have that confirmation, that affirmation, because of what 47, the gift, stands for. And it's all about this physical vitality and having this incredibly strong gift and connection to your physical body. So when I don't feel a certain way, when I don't look a certain way, this completely targets my sense of me attracting things, me being magnetic, and it takes a really big hit on me. So that's why I know during every single phase of my life, especially when I'm going through a period where a lot of shit is just happening all around me, I need to stay so damn connected to my center. And again, how do I stay connected to my center? I am connected to my physical body. So for me, I've always known this. I am someone who loves all the practices and all the rituals and all the good things. We've talked about this many times throughout many episodes. But the one thing that is truly the most important thing for me is getting in my workout, because that workout bleeds out into every other aspect of my day in the most profound way. Being in the gym, building my body, has built my confidence from the inside out. It has made me who I am as a person. And of course, it's not just only this one thing, but if I could never do anything else, but I only had my workouts, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. It would suck to not have all these other, again, practices and rituals, but that is the one thing that keeps me so centered and so anchored. And also, I'm a Cancer rising, so I'm very sensitive when it comes to my physical body. I'm a Virgo sun. Like, health and wellness is just so deeply integrated into who I am as a person. So why I want to mention this is because if you are struggling right now, or you are heading into the holiday season and you already know, you're like, I'm going to go home and my parents are going to trigger the shit out of me, or my brother's going to say this and my cousin's going to do that. It's like, it's nice to kind of know what you're walking into. But during this time specifically, this is what I recommend doing. Making sure that you are coming into these situations with your family where maybe this is the only time that you see them throughout the year, or it's one of those times where you just know coming into it, I'm gonna be triggered, this shit is going to annoy me. You remain composed and you know what you have to do in order to be strong, in order to hold your ground, in order to keep your center and feel anchored throughout all of this. And diving into your human design, diving into your astrology will be so incredibly helpful for you. I have sessions. If you are needing this literally right now, I will have sessions throughout the rest of the year. And side plug, I also have a few more spots for my release container, which is 3 coaching sessions that will help you release any old baggage, stagnancy, anything that you were like, I am so beyond ready to let this go in my life. And even if you don't know, that's totally fine too. If you just show up and you're like, I just feel like I need you, and I just feel like I need to be doing this work right now, we will get in there and we will uncover whatever is needed in order for you to walk into 2026 with so much clarity and so much confidence and so much composure. And this is a slower time right now. So I think this is a perfect time where naturally we are supposed to be indoors more, resting more, hibernating more, moving slower. Like, we don't need to be out there on the town all day, every day doing our thing. This is really the time to spend some quality time with yourself and take the time to figure out, what is it that I want to let go of? What is it that I'm no longer accepting in my life? I will not carry this with me into 2026. I've had so many of those conversations with myself, with me in my journal, talking it out loud with people in my life, where I'm like, I'm not bringing this shit into 2026, so I'm going to deal with it head on now. This is going to save you so much time, so much energy, so much money. Because listen, if we're not dealing with this shit head on, we are just going to continue to recycle these patterns over and over and over again. And next year, as we know, if you've listened to my past podcast episodes and you're reading my Substack, next year is a really big fucking deal. So let's not fuck it up, okay? Let's not start the year going into this brand new, fresh beginning, the year of the horse, which is all about fresh new cycles and beginnings and initiating and honing in on our leadership qualities and making those moves, like making really big moves in our life. Let's not bring the old shit into the new year. Let's not do that. So I'm going to end that here on this note about release. I will leave all of the information down below in the show notes, of course. Reach out to me. Let's do this work together. You are not alone. You will never be alone, because I'm right there with you, and I want to help you change in order to truly step into the best year ever. So, going back into looking into your human design and your astrology, again, you don't need these systems to affirm you. They are so helpful for me. That's why I'm obsessed with them. That's why I share about them and why I love them and why I want to share the wealth with all of you. But it's really just sitting with yourself and asking yourself, what are the things that I always come back to? What are the things that no matter what season I'm in my life, no matter what phase I'm in, no matter what chapter I am in my book of life, what are the things or the people that truly help ground me, that are my anchors? For me, it's always been very simple. It's the gym, it's my workouts, it's my connection to my physical body. And yes, I have people that are anchors for me, and yes, I have other things, but there is nothing in my life like my connection to my physical body. And that's why it's so important for me to strengthen this connection, especially during times where it feels more uncertain than other times and it feels chaotic, because it's like insurance that you have on a car, okay? You don't get insurance after you've been in a crash where your car is totally fucked up and you're in the hospital. You don't get insurance then. No, you pay for insurance every single month just in case something were to happen. And this is a beautiful analogy for so many other practices that we can start to partake in. Gratitude, prayer, like, you don't say thank you for the job after you've got the job. No, you say thank you for the job every single day until the job shows up. You say thank you for the man of your dreams when you're standing with him at the altar. Yes, but you're saying thank you for that man every single day up until the wedding. And then you're saying thank you for your kids, and you're saying thankful for the life that you're building. We want to make sure that we are always in preparation mode. But it's not preparation for the worst. It's preparation for the best, right? Like, I know if I remain committed and disciplined and consistent and showing up for me and strengthening this connection to my body, and that does not mean that every single day I need to get in a workout and it has to be this long and I have to do this. I'm in a season right now where I don't have much of a structured routine when it comes in the gym. And that's okay, because I don't even really want that right now. I'm so excited to go into 2026 with a fresh plan. But right now I'm like, I just got to get my ass in there, and I got to move, and I got to sweat, and I have to tune out the world, and I have to focus on what I'm doing right here, right now, and be so dang present. And when I walk outside of the gym, I'm like, okay, I'm fucking good. you know what, if God wants to take this out of my life, if he wants to end this for me, I'm all for it, because I know what this time symbolizes. I'm not only self-aware, I'm smart enough to recognize that whatever needs to be let go of right now in my life is truly making space for something that is so much better. And on that note, I want to transition into, I had this really, really big release the other day in thinking about Austin, and I have made such a special friend in the past few weeks who is actually moving to Austin in less than 2 weeks. And it's really crazy how she has come into my life. We met through our moms, and today we went on our final hangout together. We went on a beautiful walk on the trail right by my house for like 2 hours, and we just went deep, as we always do. And it was, I think, the 4th time that we have hung out in less than 2 weeks. And we just have such a bond and such a special connection, and we know that we were meant to meet each other. So she has actually been here in Raleigh since March, and I got here in August. We obviously just met 2 weeks ago, and she is moving to Austin, and obviously I just moved out of Austin, and we are very similar in so many ways. She is a coach as well. She has such incredible gifts and all the things. So I met this very special person in my life, and what I didn't realize is how much I needed her in my life, because I truly not only needed her here, to meet her here, because we both related to this. Like, we have been here with our families for quite some time. She has been there. She has been here quite a lot longer than I have. And when we first met at dinner, she was like, yeah, I was totally fine just being here with my parents, and I don't really need anyone. And then I realized, like, that can't happen. So she has been helping me a lot with this chapter of my life and helping me recognize, yes, I had a game plan when I come here. It's like, I'm going to come here. My nervous system is going to totally reset. I'm going to heal. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to spend quality time with my parents and my family that I have here. And I'm not looking to build a life here. Like, I have no intention of staying here, and I will not be staying here. I'm already past the healing stage. And again, in meeting her, I was able to recognize, like, oh my gosh, I've gotten over that hump, and thank you fucking God that I'm now over that. And I'm in such a cool and beautiful position right now where I'm truly starting to plan for my future, because I feel like I have the energy to do so, and I just didn't. I really didn't up until basically now. But I also realized that, spending all this time with my family and being alone and not connecting with anyone, that is not sustainable for me. And I could make it work, but I also know that I am here, and I don't want to pretend that I'm not here, because I'm here. I'm rooted here in North Carolina. I don't have moving plans yet, but I know that things are slowly starting to happen for me, because that energy is coming back. I'm feeling my sense of vitality back. I'm feeling motivated again, and I'm just excited again for what I'm building. And it's not coming from a place of like overwhelm and how in the fuck am I going to do this? And oh my God, it just feels like too much, and I'm already drained just thinking about it. So she has helped me recognize you need to be rooted where you are. And there are so many opportunities for me to connect with people. I mean, we connected so deeply in such a short amount of time. And she was really, the catalyst for me opening up to the idea of like, you know what, for as long as I'm here, I need to do what I know how to do best. Like, I know how to make friends. I know how to connect with people. I know how to make opportunities out of literally nothing. And yes, I don't have still any intention of creating this whole new world for myself, but like, I really miss connecting with people. I really missed connecting on a level like we have done in the past few weeks, and I miss putting myself out there and sharing my gifts with people and being more involved with the community. That is what I loved so deeply about living in Austin. I created a whole new family. I created this whole new ecosystem and community for myself. In meeting her, she truly helped me realize, like, I don't need this chapter of my life to be only about my parents and family and not doing anything, because that only goes so far. And I'm kind of getting over it, to be honest. Like, as a manifesting generator, if you are too, you know this. We move on very quickly from one chapter, one era to the next. Like, I get my fix, I get what I need, and then I'm ready to move the fuck on. But for as long as I'm here, I want to make the most of it. And I want to give myself the opportunity to connect in ways that my soul really needs to connect. And that's what I'm so excited for when I move to a new city. I mean, it's going to be fucking scary in the beginning. I also have to remember that. Like, it's not just going to be all, oh my gosh, I wake up one day and like I have my gym and my friends and my community. There's a rebuilding phase that is going to need to happen. And so I also needed to really grieve this amazing place that I just came from, which is Austin. And again, in meeting her, because she is moving to Austin so soon, we've obviously talked about it so much and so many things have come up. And I left Austin kind of with a sour taste in my mouth because I was just in a really dark place, you guys. I was so over it. I was like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. It was super painful for me to be in Austin. Like, I really did feel pain. My soul was like, okay, we've outgrown this place. We're ready to move on. But now that I'm months out of being there and I've met someone who's so excited for Austin, and I'm telling her how magical this place is and how much it's going to crack you open and transform you, and because it did for me, I wouldn't be this version of me. I wouldn't be speaking to you on my own podcast if I wasn't in Austin. I wouldn't, have been able to expand myself in the ways that I did. And so as I'm telling her all this, she's at the beginning stages of a lot of this. And I have done a lot of things. And sometimes I forget about that because I'm here and I don't have those same connections and I don't have that same essence about myself, and I don't have, my friends and my life again is so different here, and that's totally fine. But in saying that, she helped me recognize how brave I am, how much of a risk taker I am, and it does pay off. Like, I could never have imagined becoming a partner with Soho House and becoming a speaker and leading workshops with amazing brands and companies and creating my own podcast and starting up my YouTube channel and being a coach and coaching multiple people at once. And just, it's kind of crazy when I look at it. Like, oh my gosh, I really fucking did that. Like, you go, bitch. And I was so into strengthening this connection with myself and my work, and it's really all that I prioritize besides my friends. I mean, I wish that I would have made a little more room to be more spontaneous and go on more dates, and we can't go back in the past, that chapter was not about that. It was about me being selfish, doing my thing, and really exposing myself to my gifts and my craft. So because she's moving to Austin and all of this has come up, I am able to not only reflect on such a beautiful chapter, but I'm also able to grieve and really allow myself to go there and have all of those feelings, all of those hard feelings and beautiful feelings come to the surface. I literally was in the Starbucks drive-thru the other day and I was just having an emotional day. I think it was on Friday, and I had cried in the morning when I was doing my journaling practice and I was listening to this Joe Dispenza meditation. And then I was listening to Dua Lipa, and it reminded me of being at ACL last year with one of my best guy friends and just how much fun it was. And at first, I was like, okay, we're romanticizing a lot of things, which we do, naturally. We romanticize everything. A lot of times, we think that things are a lot better than they were. And I can definitely do that. As we know, there were a lot of dark chapters about my Austin journey, but there were so many highs. So many highs. More highs than lows, for sure. But to be able to sit there and to allow myself to have such a good cry and grieve, like, I'm never going to go back there. And not as in I'm never going to go visit Austin, because now I am excited to go visit. At first I was like, I don't want to go back. I'm not interested. I've moved on. But I'm like, who are we kidding? Like, I love Austin. It's such a magical place. I have so many people there that I love and adore, and I want to be there with them and kind of come back and see how it does affect me. And, I think it'll be cool to go back, especially after I move, and to feel like, oh, like this was such a beautiful time in my life and in my 20s, and to be able to reminisce and like be in that nostalgia, because we all know the Cancer risings love nostalgia. So just to be able to cry about it and to grieve and to sit there with myself and to recognize, I'm never going to be living that Austin chapter again, but what can I take from this? And to not let my ego get to me and convince me that things are never going to be as good again, or I'm never going to make these types of friendships again, or I'm never going to speak again, or I'm never going to be able to do these things again, because it's easy for us to go there. It's easy for our ego to manipulate us and to say, like, this is as good as it's ever going to get. So boo fucking who for you, because your time is up. And that, I know in my soul, is just so not the case, but I really did transform in so many ways. And so to be able to have that experience with myself, to be able to share that with someone, it's nice for them to look forward to all of these things, because I experienced so much growth on such deep levels in Austin. And because of that, I was able to make such extraordinary friendships and relationships. And, these friendships I will carry on wherever I go, and they will be with me wherever I go. And I am someone that will keep up with the friendship if it means something to me. And it's one of my favorite traits about myself. And I've had so many people tell me that, like, I don't know if this friendship would continue because you're just so good at checking up on me and keeping tabs and wondering how I am and supporting me from afar. And to me, that's so important, like quality over quantity all day, every day. But a lot of people just don't have that in them, and I do not take it personally. I think that it's a gift that God gave me specifically. And so to be able to still talk with my friends who live there and think about just how much I grew and transformed, and to be able to share that beautiful energy with someone else who is just now beginning their Austin journey, has been so special for me. It has allowed me to heal. It has allowed me to grieve. It has allowed me to truly let go of this chapter of my life, and to not convince myself that this is me totally starting over again, because it's so not. And Austin truly did build me. And that's what's so hard. It's like when you're somewhere for 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, which a lot of us have. Like, my friend Jordan was living in New York for 5 years. I know a lot of people who in their 20s were living in one destination for the majority of the time. It's really easy to attach that place with like, well, this is the place that built me, because it did. And like, Austin is the place that cracked me open. My soul was like, oh my God, like I didn't even know how much I needed this. Austin needed me just as much as I needed Austin. And I'm forever indebted to that city for how much growth took place in that city. But I'm also at a very different position in my life where, yes, there are a lot of aspects about Austin that I do want in the next city that I move to, but there are also other things that are just as important to me now, or maybe will even be a little more important. And I love that I'm continuing to grow. I love that I'm continuing to evolve and adapt to my needs and to what I value now and to what my priorities are now. And so this week, I was experiencing a lot of highs and lows. I was also on my period, just to make things even greater. So of course I was like extra sensitive, extra in my feels. But for me, I know that crying is always the tell-all sign for me that big things are shifting in my life. Like anytime that I have a really big release, I'm like, okay, cool. We cracked some type of code. Things are shifting. I'm over this. I'm ready for my next level. And it's just so pure. And it's so healing for me to let my emotions just do their thing. Like sometimes we just don't let our emotions do what they're literally supposed to do. Like crying is so healing and it's so cleansing. And as I'm like grabbing my Starbucks drink, I'm like, oh, this guy's probably looking at me like, oh my gosh, she's having such a hard day. But it wasn't a sad cry. I wasn't sad to be able to grieve this place. I actually was so happy that I'm able to sit here and to be able to grieve such a beautiful chapter of my life and recognize that there were highs and there were lows. And I now am no longer living in a place that truly built the Rebekah that I know today. But what's coming is meant to come because I was meant to let go of that space. If for some reason I knew that I needed to still be in Austin, like I would still be in Austin. And I think sometimes because I move on so quickly, I'm sometimes ashamed or scared of like going back. But listen, if I in any dimension, in any reality am meant to be back there, then I would be back there. But I know that my soul is ready to move forward. But we have to recognize that in order to truly move on, like truly move on in our life, whether it's from a place, from a person, from an experience, from something that happened to you, from a job, from a career, from a friendship, it's honoring whatever does come up. And usually what comes up is, there's sadness, but there's also happiness too. I have immense joy in thinking about Austin, and I listen to certain artists when I want to connect with Austin, and sometimes there's a little ping in me of like, oh, this makes me sad because I'm instantly taken back to those moments of just like pure gratitude and pure joy for this beautiful city. I mean, for 6 years, literally, you guys, for 6 years, like to anyone that I could talk to about Austin, I'm like, oh my God, this city is just the best. Like it really worked until it didn't. And it was kind of striking how that time came when all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, this is not working anymore. But I so trusted myself, and I know that my soul will never lead me somewhere that is not supposed to expand me in so many ways. And I just trust in that inner knowing, and I trust in that inner voice, and I want to continue to inspire you to be able to connect with that sense of knowing and intuition for yourself, because it looks different for everyone, it sounds different for everyone, and I'm so grateful that I've taken so much time throughout my life to continue to strengthen that voice, to continue to strengthen that knowing, and a huge part of that is this anchor and this connection to my body. And we have to remember that we're on the same team. The mind, the body, the spirit, the soul, we are all truly on the same team. And sometimes, a lot of times, it can feel like we're fighting against one another, but that's really not the case. So this just has been such a beautiful healing week for me. And I'm so happy to have truly like so many releases happen before I go into Thanksgiving, when I'm going to be surrounded by my family. And I'm actually going back to Florida, which I cannot wait to record a podcast when I get back, because the last time I was in Florida, you guys, I was in a dark place, and it kind of scared the shit out of me, because I was like, oh my God, I'm planning on moving here, yet I am just not good right now. So I'm very excited to go back and see what comes up for me. And I know that it's going to be very telling in where I'm at in my personal journey. Am I going to come back and be like, okay, it's fucking go time, let's make this shit happen? Or am I going to come back and be like, okay, that was a nice refresh, it was a nice teaser, but like we still have some work to do? I think I already know the answer, but I'm excited to come back and fill you all in on what I experienced in Florida. But that is all that I have for you for today's episode. Of course, you can find all of my other links in the show notes. My Instagram, my Substack, I post weekly on there, sometimes twice a week if I have the energy for it. I am also working on how I'm able to show up consistently on all these platforms, because I truly love this work, but my energy can only go so far. And even sitting down recording this episode, I'm like, I don't think I have the energy for it, even though it was in the back of my head for like days and days and days. I am also working on recalibrating myself right now, and I'm doing the work, and I'm, talking with my therapist about it, and talking with people that I trust, and coaches and friends. Like, I want to show up for myself in the areas of my life that I need, but I also want to continue to show up and do this work. But that is going to require me to change a lot of things in my time management and how I honor and respect my energy. But on that note, the link to sign up for one of the exclusive release spots will be down below. The release container will not be open to the public anymore come December. So if you are interested in this container, which is 3 75-minute coaching sessions with me before the end of the year, sign up now because spots will be taken and everything will be closed December 1st because that's when we are going in. And I'm already starting it now. So I'm very, very excited if I have the opportunity to work with you. Anything else that needs to be included will be included down below. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here, for listening to me, for spending whatever day it is with me, and for honoring me and all of my reflections and just allowing me to be a part of your journey. It truly means so much to be able to share my work with you. So I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. And I will see you when I get back from Florida. Bye.